Hi, good morning. This is Dr. Firdaus. Wonderful day to everyone. Today is going to be the very good, knowledgeable session. So many people, I see quite a number of new listeners, new participants here. So you might be wondering, why am I saying good morning? Okay, as per the accent, every time is morning. We start with the power of, being like just it's the morning. Okay, so nowadays many companies has been taken this as an as a concept of wishing good morning in all way long. Okay, so I'm a Dr. Firdaus for the newcomers, being a medical practitioner, being an emergency physician for 25 years. Okay, so today I'm going to share a little info about hormonal imbalance. This is something that people really ask, and want me to really talk on this issue, because this is something that very common and a lot of people are having this problem, and in fact, which is very true, and people are not aware what is exactly the hormonal imbalance. Many people think that only female has this hormonal imbalance, and male, they do not have any issues on this. Both are equally affected, but the female is a little been noticed, which I would say, because due to their regular monthly period flow, menstrual cycle. Due to that, the attention is given more to the female, and male are not much an issue. In fact, both male and female have been equally affected. And today you will know where is the issue for the female and where is the issue for the male. Okay, so let's go in. Please get your papers, pen, and everything. Please take a note on your book, which I told you. This is an education, forum that every one of you must obtain, make the best out of it, because time is the most precious at this point of time, and for us to really spend this 1 hour to 1.5 hours is going to be very, very precious, and thank you so much for all the participants here. All right, let's see what is hormonal imbalance. Okay. Okay, hormones are a molecule which is produced by the endocrine system, and which is a message, okay? And in the various part, it sends message. It's a chemical message. It's a messenger, we can say, and it brings the chemical message to and it controls the entire system in terms of communication, okay? That helps to regulate, okay, the body function, the body process now, in terms of hunger, sweat, touching, giving you energy, power, food digestions, every single thing is being controlled by hormone. This is where a lot of people are having so much of problem, okay? In fact, vision, that also is an issue which is related, okay? Blood pressure, diabetes, everything, and thyroid, so many other things. So hormone become a very, very essential, okay, to the production of cell growth, circulation, for the heart function and all. It is a fundamental stuff here. Okay, so this is what has been rapidly happening. Okay, hormone release. Okay, the hormones have been released from the glands. Okay, the glands is what called endocrine system. Okay, which tells the body exactly what to do. Okay, to digest, to breathe, to not to breathe, what is the heart rate, what is the breathing rate, and everything is controlled. Even the energy is produced. That is why people having imbalance, okay, of the hormones, they tends to have a lot of tiredness, and the other issues will come. Okay. So that is generally about the hormone. Today, my talk or my presentation is going to be very simple so that everyone can understand. I will never take it to very medically, because I want everyone to understand in easy way. Okay.
Okay. Doctor, your voice is too low.
Too low, huh? Okay, I'll increase the volume. Okay, now it'll be better.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Thanks for highlighting. Yeah. Okay, when we eat the meal, the pancreas produces the hormone and it helps to regulate the blood glucose, the blood sugar. Okay, as you sleep, when you get agitated or you get scared or you get any of these kind of issues, so what will happen here is you tends to um, uh, when we have the nervous breakdown or any kind of action immediately has been taken, so what will happen is the hormone called adrenaline will be produced. Okay, and this is where the quick action is being taken, and due to this you will have immediate attention, immediate energy, all these things. Okay, even the sugar will be regulated in these times. That's why many people, when they go to the hospital, when he wants to be pricked the needle and take your sugar reading, so you'll be pretty worried. You don't know whether it's going to be high or going to be low. So what is going to be the issue here? So what will happen is immediately you get a bit worried, scared, and then heart, your palpitations will go higher because your adrenaline will be out, your testosterone will be out, then the sugar also will rush in. So eventually you will get a little high sugar than the normal. That's why when many times, when you take the sugar reading at home, it tends to be more manageable, less. Okay. And when you go to the hospital, it tends to be higher. It goes same to the BP, hypertension as well. Okay. This, we call it the white coat syndrome. Okay. So then your pineal glands that works, in produce melatonin that is for sleeping and for calmness and, for managing, all the mind activities and all. That is the pineal glands part here. Okay. So hormone imbalance, okay, which is, managed by the endocrine system. So we can say a failure of an endocrine system or malfunctioning of endocrine system. See, when you have too much of hormone, that is called hypofunction. When you have very low production of hormone, that is called hypofunction. Both ways. There are a lot of people have more secretion of hormone due to a lot of issues, and also another area where you will be hypo. Okay, so this is where you have hypothyroid and hypothyroid as well. Okay, hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalance can be caused by health condition, which is toxin and malnutrition. You see, these are the two areas every one of us need to pay attention. As per gynotherapy, our inventor, our founder, Dr. Lim Xiaojin, he has summarized the entire health condition. Okay, so what happens here is every disease. So if you want to go and talk about signs and symptoms of the disease, there are millions, we would say. And what is the reason? And it is very difficult. Every time patients will keep asking, doctor, why did I get this? Why did I get this? Why happens this? Why that? We can't really answer that, exactly what is the reason. You see, the main reason here, what we could conclude in simplified form, is toxin accumulation. Okay, toxin accumulation in everyday usage since the day one you're born, even when you're in the mom's womb. Okay, the toxins is already start to coming in, and when you are born and then you're getting a lot of exposure, and this current world condition, okay, in this era, modern era, the food has been contaminated. A lot of things has been contaminated. Water, air, pollutions, too much of chemical, preservative, coloring, blah, blah. You can just keep going on and on and on. And imbalance. Imbalance is another major issue where people are not getting the essential nutrition what you're supposed to get from the food. It doesn't matter. You can eat organic or you're eating non-organic. The question is not the chemical content in the food. The another question here is the nutrition content in the food. So both sides we have been affected. One is the toxin is coming in a large amount. Another thing is we are having very low or very much, I would say, depleted nutritional value in the food what we are taking. Okay, so this is the main cause And over the years, in 40 years, 50 or 60 years, everything tends to crash. Why? The body, the system is overloaded with toxin, and it cannot work because of malfunctioning due to imbalance of nutrition. And diabetes, thyroid disorder. This is all the disease which comes with hormonal imbalance. And polycystic ovary syndrome, fibroid, in lot of more. You can just keep adding on. Many more diseases. All these diseases, the conclusion here is toxin and imbalance. So if we can handle these two parts, if we can reduce the toxin intake or reduce the toxin accumulation, change of lifestyle is extremely fundamental here. And also you need a substance where to remove toxin from the daily use, but you cannot avoid 101% from the toxin. No way. Okay, you'll be extremely stressful because the current world is like that. We are battling and we are working, we are depend on outside food, a lot of things. So what we're going to do, that is where DXN comes in, and it prepares the Ganoderma. We are a Ganoderma company, 29 years old company. And in fact, many countries has been celebrating. Today, India has celebrated 21 here. Okay, 21 here, DXN has been in India. And in Malaysia, this is our 28th. We have completed. Now we are going on 29. DXN is established in 237 over countries, product availability, 70 over countries. We have physical office. I think more than 10 countries we have factories, and very, very huge international operation. Why? Because the product is extremely essential, simple, and extremely powerful product, the Ganoderma. Ganoderma is a king of mushroom, which removes toxin from the cellular level. A lot of people talk about lemon, this stuff, that stuff to remove toxin. All this removes toxin on the surface level, okay? But Ganoderma will remove toxin to the cellular level. This is proven. In fact, I have been DXN for more than 7 years, and I've used and helped hundreds of people. I don't know how many people, maybe it would be thousands or hundreds, I don't know. It is extremely, very, very powerful and very good. So this is the power of Ganoderma, where we can manage the accumulation of toxins, we can reduce it, and we can even have the nutritional side, which is a spirulina. We can balance and we can attend to these two problems. So there is high chances for us to be very healthy. If not, I don't know, for my health, what will I do? Even that day, a couple of days back, I was talking to Dr. Puan from Australia. I was asking her, doctor, just imagine if we don't have Ganoderma, what will be our condition? She just laughed. She said, maybe our hand and, legs will be hanging here and they're like the others. Most probably there's no organs, something has been taken out due to this problem, that problem. Now, a lot of people has, donated their, practically like sort of donation. They've given up their organs. There's no ovaries, there's one kidney, there's no gallbladder. There's so many things that's gone. Why? Because of these two things. Okay, go back to this hormonal issues. This is endocrine system, which is the pineal gland. Okay, this is the pineal gland, and then the pituitary gland. This is two of the master glands, okay, which will produce the master hormone. Okay, and then paranoid, this is the thyroid glands, which is also very, very important, regulating the heart, muscles, energy, a lot of things. You see, when a patient goes thyroid, either hypo or hyper, the condition is so alarming and so scary and so devastated, and they will be mentally, so stressful, don't know what's going to happen. And when you do them, do a regular check, or you do a blood test, then you'll know the thyroid is the main issue. The cost of the thyroid, I have seen, is toxin. When we put in a lot of Ganoderma, we put in change of lifestyle, we remove it. In a year time, they can go medicine free, okay, provided they put in that much of effort of attending to the problem, okay? And then this adrenaline gland that also produce hormones, and then pancreas, ovary, and testes. So all this is the endocrine system, whereby for women, okay, the hormone, you have more estrogen, less testosterone, and then which will leads in the older age to menopause. For men, more testosterone, less estrogen, and you go into andropause. So this is two areas where the male and the female has the same amount of hormone, but in different quantity, same type of hormone, but in different ratio. Estrogen, why the women have more estrogen? Because there is the for the breast growth, pubic hair growth, wide hips development, and all. For testosterone, is more to hair, body hair, muscle, voice, muscle growth, and many more there. Okay, so this is the reason. So sometimes we have seen some ladies with a lot of hairy face, and they have the muscular body, and tends to have a shoulders big as a man, and all this because of hormonal imbalance. Some are born like that. Could say their work or their food, a lot of issues. Okay, and this is make them to produce a lot of testosterone. Okay, so okay, comes to the part where the hormone responsibilities. Okay, which are the hormones produce what just at a glance through. Okay, hypothalamus comes with regulate the body temperature. Okay, and hunger, thirst, mood, sleep, okay, and also libido, and also for the testosterone areas and all. And pituitary gland comes with this master gland, I would say. It controls the entire gland. And parathyroid regulates calcium, heartbeat, and many more. Calcium plays a very major role in muscles. It's also related to the heart, circulation, the blood flows and all. Okay, and pancreas produce insulin. Okay, insulin is extremely important for converting the sugar, and this is where the cells can use the glucose when you have the sugar, and when you have the insulin. If you don't have insulin, and that's where you come into a metabolic syndrome, then you build up diabetic. Okay, and this is how it goes wrong. And thyroid, it regulates heartbeat, calorie use, blood circulation, and many more. Okay, and adrenaline gland is for a stress hormone. Okay, and also it takes care of energy and all. Pineal gland produce melatonin for sleeping, for stress management, and all these issues. Ovary is for this is a secret of sex hormone, is more on ovulation, okay, reproduction, and a lot of other issues here also. Okay, and testis is also for the testosterone and sperm, reproductive organ, and all this. So this is the very simple guideline. Today you don't have to know, okay, what exactly and what are the hormones works for what, and that is not going to be very important. But you got to know how you can have, or you can avoid this hormonal imbalance, and what are the cause or the consequences you will get, or you damage, when you have hormonal imbalance, for the male and for the female as well. A lot of people think the female, for them is only the issue here is on the period, only that issue. No, it is not that. It's more than that. Okay, so this is general. Okay, mood swing, low libido, headache, and then you have this headache, night sweat, food craving, gain weight, tiredness, fatigue, insomnia, acne. Okay, let's go in and see a little deeper what and this is more of a puffy face, blurred vision, bloating, depression, breast tenderness, change of appetite, weight gain, weight loss, anxiety disorder. Nowadays you see the anxiety disorder is extremely alarming, and many people are having this anxiety disorder, and even in the small little kids tends to be treated for anxiety disorder. This is extremely alarming. When I see a child in the age of like 15, 10, I just don't know how to relate this. And this has been like, very scary. It's really, really very scary. Okay, dry skin, skin rashes, irregular pain, period, hot flush, night sweat, acne, vaginal dryness, white discharge, vaginal itchiness, heart rate, weak bone. Okay, nowadays we see everyone is having this bone density is extremely low. Okay, brittle hair. Okay, there's another big problem. Okay, change in blood pressure. Suddenly it's high, suddenly it's low. Difficulty in sleeping, because nowadays people don't sleep in a way. Okay, so it tends to not to sleep because too busy. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sign of violent mood swing. Let's go a little deep in to see or to digest this exactly. Okay, what is what? Okay, you see here, this mood swing in nowadays. You see, this has been a very big issue. Okay, in many family, okay, the marriage been comes to the end due to aggressiveness. Okay, the female is been too aggressive and the male is equally aggressive, and everything seems to be so good when they are courting and they are in love. Yes, everything is so good, and after that they tends to get very, very agitated, angry. A lot of issues comes. Okay, so when you do the correction, when you put in back the nutrition, when you remove the chemical, people tends to calm down. They will have a better balance on the emotional side. They can sense, they can able to think. Okay. If you know anyone who's going through this kind of problems, yes, it is also partly an hormonal imbalance. Okay, extremely irritability, mood change. Parent know for particular reason, anxiety without explanation for simple things. Okay, panic, a lot of things. Okay, and what are the issues here we see here? Okay, it occurs when serotonin rises. Okay, and it falls. The serotonin is a very important organ, hormone, and that is suddenly it rise and suddenly it fall. Okay, this is another issue. Okay, and it rolls like a roller coaster, and this is where the emotional, the anger or the emotion of a person is unpredictable. You do not know when he's going to smile or when he's going to be angry. Okay, many bosses, many people in our departments, we have definitely, all the gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen who are in this Zoom session, you would have definitely experienced this. Okay, and also this, that also disturbs a lot on the menopause cycle. Okay, and both the estrogen and progesterone, which fluctuates, this is also controlling the serotonin production level. Okay, this is so dangerous and very unpredictable. Okay, people having a very bad time, and some families, and they have to bear with this kind of condition. Okay, and low libido level. Okay, this low libido level is another major issue. Okay, globally I would say. Okay, lack of sexual drive. This is an extreme problem now. Okay, people do not there are some couples who only be together to have baby. Now after that finish, that's it, chapter close. They already have kids, they will not do anything, no involvement. And this is what is the reason is very, very poor sexual desire. They don't have any desire. Okay, I do a lot of counseling, for family counseling. I'm a qualified as a medical doctor. I'm also into this counseling. You see, this is a major problem. Sometimes the lady wants it, the man could not able to provide, and this kind of misunderstandings, confusions, everything happens. They put all the blame, the entire blame goes to the stress. They'll put it on stress. They said, I'm too stressed, I cannot focus, blah blah stuff. Actually, that is not the issue. The issue here is hormonal imbalances. But what to do? This subject is something not be widely spoken, Nobody accept this, and no woman will go and tell to anyone else that my husband cannot function or is not doing anything. Just people bear with it, and they are just keeping it silent. Okay. But when they come to the extent, when they start to take the right stuff and the change of lifestyle, they drop all the inflammatory food such as milk, bread, sugar, and so many, different types of food, which I've spoke about food, in many of the Zoom sessions. You all can go into my YouTube channel and look for the particular videos, particular talks, listen to it. When they do all these changes and when they apply these changes, everything change. And isn't it better? Life is something that need to be enjoyed. You need to have a smiling and enjoyable movement. That is why we are being born as a human. That's the difference, okay, with human and animals there. So please, if you have this kind of problem, do not keep silence. Come forward and get some right consultation. Okay. What is the cost here? Toxin and imbalances. Okay. The production of estrogen, progesterone is so much, low, depleted. Some are having very high desire, some have no desire. When they have very high desire, they cannot, this causes a lot of social problem out there. And also testosterone. I have seen patients who have erectile dysfunction in the age of 25, 28, everything. I got this one gentleman, he's from Africa. He came and, got my consultation. And he's 28 years old. He's a student in Malaysia. He's been studying in Malaysia for almost 4 years. He's going to go back and going to get married. The girl is going to get married. She's a nurse. And he got no interest at all in sexual, no desire at all. Okay, he came, he told me, doctor, I'm going to have a very big problem. I don't know what to do. I wish I could run away from my house because I'm from a good family. I cannot do that. And he called his mother and he asked the mother, is father having any problem like this? The mom said, no, your father is like a gun. He's super good, very good. Where do you get this disease? Please fix this. And you come back, in one piece. He came and consulted me and I asked him, give me the list of food, what do you eat? And being in a Malaysian, being in 4 years in Malaysia, he is just eating like a Malaysian with all the goreng stuff. He's been eating all the goreng stuff, the noodles, rice, and different hours, and everything has changed. I told him it's very simple. Put him on some nutrition, Ganoderma, some enzymes, spirulina, and everything. I told him, change to an African diet. Doesn't matter where you stay, but eat your native food. That is the secret. He just laughed at me. He said, and I explained to him, he was able to understand. Then he went back, he changed the entire of his lifestyle. In 2 weeks, he called me, he said, doctor, you have saved my life. He said, what happened? I think I'm very good now. Everything is back to normal. You see, where did it go wrong? If you are pouring diesel into a petrol car, you don't expect it to run for very long. It's going to stall and it's going to stop anywhere, anytime. And this is what people have been doing, flooding themselves or just dumping, so-called in a terminology of having a meal or eating. They don't have respect for food. They're just flooding with all kind of chemical and toxin stuff. 90%. Unknowingly, unrealizing, they eat 10% something, accidentally, they eat something which is good, 10 to 5%. Don't expect the 10 to 5% to give you a good health. Obviously, in 20 or 25 or 30 years, you're going to have extensive damage to your system. The system is a gift from the God. It's the best system ever invented. This is what I will say. If you go and discover the beauty of human body, human cells, and how the whole thing has been, designed and it's been working, there is no word to explain. Okay, so this is what is really going on. So please pay attention. You deserve to live healthy life. Okay, wellness is your birthright. Okay, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone is all playing a role in this um, uh, this reproductive, organs. Okay, in terms of being, this is what we call, this is a performance hormones. Performance. You want to be active, you want to build the muscle, you need to have the energy, you need to climb a mountain or hiking and anything. Yes, you need this estrogen, progesterone, testosterone in a good ratio. Then you'll have that energy. If not, no. Okay, everything will be haywire. Okay, and the sexual desire drop, ovulations will not take place, and a lot of things. Night sweat. You see, people are drowning nowadays. Okay, this night sweat is another big issue. Now people hardly can sleep without an aircon. This is a big issue. Sometimes when I tell them I sleep without aircon, they ask me, "Wow, how can you sleep?" It's like a big, issue. The reason is a lot of people unknowingly have this night sweat, burning sensation, very uncontrolled. They cannot sleep. And even you have an aircon, you put the temperature something around 23, 24, 25. Okay, so that is okay. But there are people put it on 16. And in fact, they ask, why they don't have 10? 16 is still hot. I don't know. I always tell them, if that's the case, go and sleep inside the fridge. Okay, get a bigger one. Nowadays they have, double door, twin doors and all. Maybe you can get there, 4 doors, or one only for you to sleep. Okay, that kind of condition, why they feel too hot at night. The reason is hormonal imbalances. Okay, but people have never noticed this. The ladies know hormone is something to do with ovulation. If they get their hormone, if they get their period regularly, oh, I'm fine, I'm very good, my hormones are very balanced. That's all. The other areas, no. When you come to the man, he don't get periods, so he don't have any period issues, so he don't talk about hormone at all. This is the mistakes they do. So this is another sign, to show you that the hormonal imbalance is just coming in and clicking. And this is all the, a sudden sensation of hot flush, acceleration of heart rate, okay, sweating and cold chill, sudden, on your left arm, leg, any both of the leg. Okay, signs of night sweat, sudden elevation of body temperature. They feel very agitated, heartbeats goes up, onset sudden tachycardia. Tachycardia is the heart rate, tends to go up very high, more than 60 to 100, 110. Sometimes even some people, when they have this kind of condition, the heart tends to beat very hard. And there are a lot of people have this habit of putting a glass or bottle of water next to the bed. They always tends to, in between night, they wake up and they drink. For goodness sake, that is time for sleeping, not to drink. Okay, but what to do? People has been like, everything is going another way around. They don't sleep, they drink water. The morning they're supposed to drink water, they don't drink water. And this is how human being is like now. Okay, everything is, another way around. The reason for this is estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, everything goes haywire. And this is applied for males and also for female. Okay. Food craving, eating too much of sweet stuffs and donuts and chocolates and every kind of sweet beverages, they have craving, very high craving. So some may have cravings, some may not have cravings. So this is also another reason of hormonal imbalances. Okay. And this kind of food is what people's favorite, and croissant, this, blah blah stuffs and all. Everything is made on flour. Flour is extremely highly inflammatory food, which is not good for your stomach, for your intestine, for your colon. So microbiomes in your stomach is totally wiped off. Today I got a call from this a wonderful person. She's from Ipoh, Christina. Okay, I think her name is Katrina. First she consulted me. She asked my opinion. I told her stop all the flour-based food. I know normally in one go, people will not stop the continuously taking it. And then after that, she called me again. She told me, I said, you have not offed your flour-based food. She got a shock. How this guy, doctor know? He's like having a camera. I said, you still have all these signs and symptoms. Please pay attention. You're listening to the Zoom, but you're not serious. Then she'd put a stop on it. Later, maybe we can ask her to unmute and share. It's a wonderful experience. This is everybody do these mistakes. And now for more than a month, she has never touched the flour. And she said, doctor, it is so good. I can see abundance of difference by just stopping milk and bread. Now she's so happy, she's good, she don't feel bloated, she feel very comfortable, digestion issues and everything is good. So this is also the hormonal issues here. And what other hormones works on here is also estrogen, progesterone cause craving, and which will lead you to eat and build up overweight. Acne is another issue, is a hormonal imbalance. That's why you can see a lot of teenagers. Teenagers is accepted, for the hormonal, that will not be so drastic. But some teenagers you see when they have so much of acne issues, suddenly they're flooded and then the whole face need to go for treatment. Okay. All of us have passed through this teenage life. Okay. No, we don't like jump, we never had the teenage. All of us have experienced this. We had one or two pimples, not so bad. But some teenage have extreme, okay, until they cannot sleep. It's so painful and all these issues. This is also a hormonal imbalance, very high rate of production of testosterone, and that is another issue. Sleeping disorder. Now, a lot of people don't know they have sleeping disorder because they don't sleep. That's the best part. You see, the most precious at this point of time is time for people. 24 hours is insufficient for us. Okay, those days we had excess of 24 hours. We don't know what to do. We have to integrate a lot of activity just to pass time. We meet friends, we go to relatives' house, we go to friends' house in the evening just to pass time. And after about 2 or 3 o'clock, they don't know what to do. Now it's another way around. You don't have time for yourself. You don't have time for anything. You are super busy. Why? Because we have a lot of things to do, a lot of errands to do, a lot of things we are involved. Clubs, this, that, sending children to school, come back from school, tuitions, then tuition, swimming, piano, taekwondo, this, that. It is too busy. So people are sacrificing and cutting off their sleeping hours. And in a way, did not realize that they have having insomnia. Okay, this is another area. That this insomnia is another big killer. Okay, this is also people who tends to sleep early. They cannot sleep. This is another issue. A lot of issues. That's why in DXN, when people start to take coffee, they said, "Wow, I can sleep well now, doctor. How can this coffee do such a miracle stuff?" Just a spirulina can. You see, your body is the best doctor. When you put in the essential needed nutrition, your body know what to do. You don't have to go and tell that fella how much of calcium he needs, how much of this he needs, that's it. Every of the calculation, the science has a prediction, an approximate guidance only. A lot of the smart people involved in science, involved in dietitians, involved in this and that, they always go on ratios, 1000 mg, 500 mg, this, blah, blah, blah stuff. All this is not applicable. It doesn't work. But that works only for medicine. We doctors, we have, medicines need to be given in dosage. Yes, that is for safety. And, we have maximum, we have minimum and all that. But that doesn't work for food. Every second, every moment, and in different condition, your requirement of nutrition keep changing every second. When you get angry, when you get emotional, your requirement for vitamin C, the whole component of vitamin C, there's almost 7 types of different types of vitamin C. One of it is absorbic acid. All that is varies, it fluctuates so much. So you cannot predict. We are predicting something which is unpredictable. Okay, this is what the science is doing, but it's just a guideline. Okay. So sleeping is another big problem. Why? Because a lot of hormones which is related with sleeping, one of it is estrogen. If you have very bad estrogen level, high or low, that will be disturbing you. Then it goes to progesterone, that is also responsible for your sleeping, and testosterone. This is also another issue. Okay, and then comes to cortisol and melatonin. This is one of the most important. Okay, now you see most of the houses when they sleep, their lights are too bright, they have blue lights, then the phone is next to them, and they are the mind is not there, the mind is not resting. Okay, they're expecting something. So all this will reduce the production of melatonin and in your cortisol and all this. Melatonin is only produced in the peak period of time, which is somewhere around 10 to 2, around there. Okay. But provided you are in the dark area, in a dark room, without light, without noise, and then it has good production, then you have a good sleep. But now people are going to bed at 2, at 3, very regularly. This has been a regular routine for them. They have changed, but this is very bad. The body will stop producing melatonin and producing a lot of other hormones, which you will have a lot of damage eventually. Then it comes thyroid, and then it comes insulin. And that's why when you have insulin resistance, you tend to wake up very frequent, you cannot sleep, and all this will become an issue. So then comes the big boy. You see, very muscular, look at his wing, he's like going to fly. And this is how people look nowadays. Okay. And I don't know whether to call this fat, voluptuous, out of shape or not, don't know. So this is, it is, overgrown in sideways, which is fat. This is also one reason to get fat, is also hormonal imbalance. Any man who comes to this condition, he will definitely have hormonal imbalance, which will lead him to fertility issues, sperm, very low, testosterone will be low, a lot of things will start to deplete. But they may not realize this. This is one of the high risk, candidates. They will have a very high metabolic syndrome, insulin resistant, a lot of things. But provided if they are very young, in the age of 30, 35, 40, they might not realize. Once you maintain the same weight, you do not do the correction, you never lose the weight, you bring this exact weight for 15 or 20 years, you're going to explode. It is going to be extremely alarming, and it can be like a walking time bomb. Okay. And this is where the area of the fat, on the arm, which is more to high insulin. Okay. And then chest is also estrogen, testosterone too low, and all these issues. You see, a lot of men, they have this breast. Okay. This is where they have low testosterone and high estrogen. I'll come to that part later. And then they have huge belly fat, trans fat. Okay, this is also high estrogen and testosterone, cortisol, and everything goes. Okay, and you can see hip, buttock, and all this plays a very important role. These hormones plays a very huge role in burning fat and also accumulating fat. Okay, this is very important. Okay, abdominal fat for men, all these things. Okay, let's go to the next slide. And this is how the new generation, this is how they look like. Okay, so, and nowadays we don't see small kids already. Everything is like overgrown size, and we having, this is the new model version of human being, I guess. Okay, they have been like overgrown. Their hips is too big, they have boobs, kids having bigger boobs than, sometimes is so embarrassed to say this, their sisters, their brothers, even their, mother don't have such a big breast, and kids tends to have this kind of situation. This is not something that you could smile or take this, lightly. This is a serious problem. Okay. And this is how kids looks like. This is another hormonal imbalance in children is a big issue that we are managing in hospitals, and many hospitals have one special department for this. Okay, rather than having the department, they should put all the attention and thoughts into food and food manufacturers, food eating habits, schools, and all the primary and secondary, and also the junior schools, and they should give them a right information, what to eat, what not to eat. Okay, and children's lives on candy, a lot of processed meat, and in fact, the last couple of weeks back, I spoke about processed meat. Please go and look for that video. It's mind-blowing information. Okay, and this is how kids looks like now. And high cortisol, the fat accumulation is on the stomach, and insulin resistant, they have bigger hips, and at the back you have a cleavage. Okay, a lot of ladies tends to have cleavage at the back. If you've seen this, sometimes when you go for a certain function, they have this, they put the very tight clothings, and at the back, like a sari blouse, you can see two cleavage, one at the back and one in the front. Okay, this is really, really overgrown, too much of flesh. Okay, estrogen dominance, they have very high, big hips, they call it the thighs, like thunder thighs, all these things, the shoulder, because testosterone is too much. All this comes from food. If you tend to eat food which is very high in testosterone, you tend to build this kind of stuff, and thyroid issues as well. And this is how a normal, testosterone level and high testosterone level, you tend to have this belly, and then you have tends to low testosterone and normal testosterone level. Okay, when you have low testosterone level, what will happen is you cannot build muscle. You will tend to build a lot of fat accumulation, of fat will start to take place. Okay, so all this is you can get this. Please take notes on the points and do some googling, so do your own findings on this, then you'll understand much better. Okay, erectile dysfunction, sperm production very low, all these issues will come. Very brittle bones, a knee problem. Now you see the osteoarthritis in the knee is a major, another part that you really is going to have a lot of problem. The athletics in Malaysia, you can see the children or the kids who are playing football, the adult, in the age of maximum they can play is until 28 or 29. Okay, and they already have a couple of ACL injuries, torn this and that ligament, all this blah stuffs already took place. They have to stop playing. Then they'll go into something else, some other games and all. Why all these things is happening? Because too much of bad food, which is flour, sugar, milk, and all these black stuffs, which is also damaging and creating an hormonal imbalance. Okay, all these issues. And this is something that you really need to look at, and you have seen a lot of people out there in this condition. Okay, this on your left, okay, on your right, you can see, like right on side, you can see a lot of testosterone, too much. You can see the back muscles, the extent of like muscles and also fat, and it's all are bulging. And this is a lady. You see the calf is so big, and the thighs is extremely, like a thunder thighs, and all this is extensive amount of imbalance, hormonal imbalances, which has not been corrected since 20, 30 years. And this is something is extreme. And don't come and ask me how long does it take to see results. If you're keeping something and bottling up for 30 years, from goodness sake, at least it gives about 1 year, 2 years. If you can't give 1 or 2 years, please maintain this kind of figure in a very happy way. I will say that. Okay, if you don't have time, your 30 years problem, you want to solve it in 3 months, myself, I will just say, please, okay, don't maintain this kind of figure. It's all look into your, how you look at it, and this is dangerous. Okay. And this is another issues, hormonal imbalance in teenagers. Okay, you can see this is a major issues. We have a lot of teenage issues problems. They're having their puberty, they reach attain age very early. This is another big alarming problem. Okay, of attaining age. And this flat feet, okay? The flat feet is something, there's another malnutrition, also hormonal imbalance, integrating two together. The portion of, the issues here is, you see, in this kind of leg, what you can explain there is lack of testosterone, lacking of muscle building, tendons, ligaments, everything is really not building up. So what happens to this child? Most probably this kind of children, kids will have overweight. When they have overweight, they tends to put the weight on their feet and they cannot build the muscles in tendons. And this is a very big issue. And this kind of issue is unattended and normally did not treat this kind of problem if there is no pain. The patients only comes to the clinic or the hospitals when they have pain. Okay, and a child, very, very rare, they have pain on this kind of issues. The pain will only develop if they were to do some aggressive sports and all. Now, the only sports most of the kids do is in front of the PC, in front of the computer. I don't know what they call that. It's what, PS4 or 5 or something like that. They are just in front of all these gadgets, and they're very much hooked up with gadgets on games, all online gamers. Okay, and this is what is really happening. On the left, you can see this is the flat fit, mapping taken from this is a glass board where we see the measure how bad it is. On the right side, this is how it looks like. Those days we had a lot of this kind of on the right side of the image, and now we can see. If your children, if you were to see any of your kids in the young age were to have this, please, for goodness sake, increase the spirulina intake and do some correction. Go and get some footwears which have with the arch, and by putting in the spirulina and putting in all the enzymes and everything, change of lifestyles, ask him to do some activities, go some sports activities. These will increase the production of testosterone. And this will build the muscles, build the tendons, gives a good structure, and you can recorrect this back. Okay. For the old ones, just live with it. You can have a footwear in a different way just to balance and support, but you can't do much because it's been there like 30 to 40 years. For children, yes, their future, and this is really very, very important. Okay. But this is something that nobody talks, nobody speaks about this. We only will see this kind of things in this hospital if the feet pain. If the feet is not pain, there's no pain at all, they will keep and live with it. And then nobody knows about this. Okay. This is something that is very important. And this is how it looks like. Now, generally, I've seen so many children, they have this kind of feet. And this is like, look like a dinosaur feet. Okay. And this is very common. All right. They don't have the arch now. Okay, y'all can go and see what is really wrong. Most probably your children might have, it's very simple. Okay, this is just correct the nutrition, but don't expect changes in 1 or 2 months. It might take a little longer, but doesn't matter. And this is how, this is very common, this pictures here. Last time I had a collection of this picture, the real one, which I've taken in my practice, but I don't know where is it, I can't find it now. Okay, this gushing syndrome is another syndrome that, this is how most of human looks like now, with a lot of stretch marks, the entire, you see, the red cheeks, the hump at the back there, and then the thin skin, they have a very brittle, thin skin. Sometimes they knock against, you can immediately have a hematoma or, skin will start to peel off. Okay, and then the loss of muscle development is so poor, and then they have poor wound healing. Okay, all this is what is a gushing syndrome, which is very highly inflammatory body. Okay, the inflammation is another area that people need to see. Inflammation is very simple. The cells are not healthy. Every cells are extremely damaged, and they have damaged cells been continuously been recycled or cannot heal. Why cannot heal? Because there's no nutrition. Production of hormones is depleting, so signals are not going well. The chemical signals, transmitting of chemical signals, communication in between, it is depleted, so weak. but the body still manages. It doesn't kill you. The body doesn't know how to kill another cell. Okay, it will go and help and help and help. It will do maximum for 40 years, 50 years, and then it gives up. It has to shut down. It's been murdered in a way, I will say. And gynecomastia is another major problem. And this is where the kids, okay, what is happening now? Let's take a look at these pictures. Gynecomastia is a male breast. Now you can see a lot of guys, the children's are developed with huge breasts. This is how it looks like, okay? Some are very excited because they say they've got a big chest. And some realize this chest doesn't look like the chest is supposed to be. So they're a bit shy. Some are not. They feel so proud. Look at this. This is all the male picture, and I've seen quite a number of this. In my practice, I always look for all these kind of signs and symptoms. Then I know what is their lifestyle like, and I can advise them based on this. Okay. Any children with this kind of breast, you can just tell them of they are on chicken. Okay. In Malaysia, the chickens have been, sent to farm, they only grow for 19 days, 19 days. Okay. And then they haven't been slaughtered. Okay. So very highly chemicalized, very highly injected with hormones, progesterone, estrogen. When you go too much of progesterone, estrogen comes into the chicken meat, and chicken is something which is highly consumable by any race. Okay. If you tell about beef, the Hindus do not take beef, Chinese, Buddhism do not take beef, but chicken, everybody loves chicken. Kids also love chicken because easy to eat compared to fish, because there's no bone, blah, blah stuff. So, and then egg is another thing which is very highly loved by most of the children. So what happens is in the smaller age, in the age of 1 or 2, they start to take egg. And then when it comes to age of 2, they start to take chicken. And these are the chickens, the cheap ones, in the market, people buy for a couple of ringgits, and they start to feed their children. And this is what the hen results in 15 or 20 years or 18 years when the child grows up with this kind of breast. And this breast is not reversible. It's only need a surgical correction for this. And even there is worst ones like this. Okay. And this is not reversible at all. Most of the countries, the top surgery which is done is reconstructive surgery, is reconstructive of male breast surgery. Okay. And this is one of the large amount of surgeries being done for kids. And the hips gets bigger, and the sperm count starts to drop, the progesterone, estrogen starts to shoot up, the testosterone starts to drop, and there you cannot see any muscles building up here. Okay. And this is very, very dangerous. If this child was to get married in the age of 25 or 30, high chances of conceiving, or the sperm count is so bad, high chances of, producing a baby is not there. The quality of sperm count is very low. And how the chicken damage the children in the female is they will have very high polycystic, ovary issues, all kind of hormonal issues on the reproductive side on the female for a child. I've seen a child 10 years old with a breast cancer. And how do you explain this? A child, and she already got a period, and she don't even have a breast, and she has a breast cancer because the cancers, the growth is just on the chest. So this kind of, things which is very difficult to explain. And all these new stuffs is getting into the medical is because why? The food industry is screwing up the entire process of preparing the meal, and people are so fascinated by eating this kind of junk. Okay. Don't talk about the manufacturers, talk about your responsibility. The children's is the parents' responsibility. You got to teach them what to eat, what not to eat. But still knowing the risk, some parents tell me once in a while it's still okay that you draw the line of quality of how you want to live. That is your right. Okay. I got no say here. Okay, we only can show you. You can bring the horse to the pond. We can't drink the water for the horse. Okay, you decide how well or how healthy you want. You know it is bad, and still you want to give a little shot, one shot. That is ridiculous. Okay, this kind of rubbish. There's so much of bad food there. If you talk about like eating chocolate once in a while, yes, it is fine. Giving eating an ice cream, in extremely lovely ice cream, fine. That is fine. But again, the definition of once in a while is not weekly, it's not monthly, like maybe 2 or 3 times or 5 times a year, it's still acceptable. Okay, 2 months once is okay. Okay, that is my statistic of once in a while. So gynecomastia is another issue, and these same issues are also affecting the female children's overgrown, attaining age very early, the age of 10, 12, and developing polycystic, developing cyst fibroids in the very, very early age. And this is happening now. All right. So how does DXN can really help people? Here he's okay. The Ganoderma is a super functional. Okay, you see, DXN is a food-based company. It is not nutrition. It's not about supplements. We are not a vitamin-based company. We are a food-based company, and we are selling. We are sharing. We are not even selling. I would say we are sharing highly therapeutical food. The food you're putting on the table, on your plate, is not safe. It's extensively damaging you and killing every single one who are eating whatever you've been cooking. You can cook good, you can be a vegetarian, you can be non-vegetarian, you can be whatever. But I see patients, the vegetarians are more sick than the non-vegetarians. What is going wrong? Where? Because that is very difficult to explain where it goes wrong. Okay, so this is the major issues they which I see, and I'm sharing with you all now. So DXN is a super functional food, which is highly therapeutical food, which is a different level compared to and vitamin. You see, when you talk about vitamin, we talk about supplements. This is not supplement. This is food. Okay, we don't eat supplements. Okay, but even when you talk about nutrition in terms of vitamins, some companies have vitamin, they have good one, chemical based vitamins, and they have natural based vitamins, whatever natural, but still when they make into capsules or into tablets, they have to put some stabilizer, which is a little into chemical, and they have the component there. That's why DXN has everything, which is right form, in powder form, and in liquid form. Mostly we have enzymes. The enzymes is the most important. Now in our diet, we have never ever thought about enzymes. Nobody is eating yogurt. Nobody is eating the Indian authentic food, like something like salads. No, they don't have the chutneys. They don't have all this stuff is gone. What they know is all more to westernized. Morning, they eat oats, Anista, Banista, all this kind of stuffs with milk. And then they go for some breads, buns, this kind of stuff, cookies. Okay, they're being very American or Western. Okay, this is what is happening. So, and one part of the products here, zeronin and prozeronin. This is contents of noni juice. Okay, we have noni juice. Okay, and this noni juice, the zeronin and prozeronin, is extremely powerful component. Our body is depleting of zeronin and prozeronin. Okay, zeronin, and then the body will convert, make it into prozeronin. This is the master enzyme, would I say in that way, in simplifying form, master enzyme, and this is what will maximize the absorption or converting the chemicals into a food where the body can use zeronin. That's why the noni juice is so powerful and so good, right? And after a certain period of age, we are losing on zeronin and prozeronin. Okay, we need this, and our food doesn't come with zeronin and prozeronin, so we need to add this from outside. There is no other supplements or any other companies which just talk about this. Okay, in noni juice, yes, you have, and we have very high quality noni juice in two versions. One is noni juice, pure noni juice with mixed with rosal juice. Okay, and then we also have noni fermented with honey. Okay, which is the morin zyme. Okay, and also with all the other products. So what this product's going to do and help you is it's going to replace your food. Okay, this is nutrition in terms of covering your food. So what I would say is I am eating 50 spirulina per day and eating the rest of the other stuffs a lot. Okay, and this is something is very healthy because I cover my food as DXN is my food and the other products is just a substitute. Okay, so this way it helps. All right, by the giving the essential therapeutical nutrition which is needed by the body. Once this kind of food goes in, it can immediately do the correction. Back in Pakistan, DXN has done a night blind study. We know medically, night blind is something that needed vitamin A deficiency. But over the years, in many countries, they have been giving vitamin A, okay, to a lot of patients, but the night blind issues not been rectified, not been corrected. But there's 100 kids being taken in that project. 99 were cured, even the one after about 3 months cured. So what is the component? They asked, they wanted to know what is really inside the spirulina. And we don't know. Okay, Dr. Lim said, we are not the macro therapy. We are not the microtherapy. We are the macro therapy. When you buy vegetables in the grocery stores, or you buy fish, or you buy any meat, do you look for nutritional valuation? No. But in some countries, in DXN, they have a little guidance on the nutritional valuation because this is a country requirement, so they have it. But actually, this is not important. As long as it is healthy, is good, your body know what is the best to take and what is the best to use. Because what you may need might not be the same for me at that point of time. If I agitate you, I make you angry, if I make you cry, the nutrition requirement will change. So this is how it is. There is no straight fixed line. You cannot have a regular, or you cannot regulate it very well. It is unregulated, is always very healthy. Okay, so the zeronin is something that's very, very powerful. Please take this and you can go and study on zeronin. It's very simple articles they have in the net, and how powerful is zeronin and prozeronin. Okay, and that we have that in noni juice. So when you start to take noni juice, you have very good bowel. The hormones will start to regulate, get to balance. That is why a lot of ladies, the female patients or the female consumers, when they take this Morinzi, they tends to give very, very good remarks. They said, wow, my period is back on regular, it's flowing very well, so good, no pain, this, that, blah, blah stuff. Why? Because of zeronin. Okay, and also when it comes to the quality, we have the entire essential needed quality. No question asked, there's no space for people to say there is no quality. We are one dragon, one company, one world, one market. So why I say this is DXN has its own lab, the own manufacturer, the own raw materials and everything. Our QC control is extremely mind-blowing. We do not compensate when it comes to quality. Okay, that is why we are sustained for 29 years. And we have the ISO 14001 is international organic ISO. So many countries, many companies, the other companies, they might have, local organic certification, but that is not very important. The ISO 14001 is an international organic certification, HACCP, TGA, Therapeutic Good Administration, that is from Australia. That is where DXN can penetrate all the countries, which is so hard to penetrate, such as Europe, US, Australia, and many, many more. Okay. So thank you so much for listening and watching. Please, Q&A sessions has been come. So I hope I've already given you in a very simple form what you really need to know. And please subscribe my YouTube channel. Okay, this is the channel, DRFIRG. And also Mr. Nixon has his own YouTube as well. Please subscribe both the YouTubes. All our recordings will be there. So let's take questions. Okay, my co-host, you all are there?
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor.
All right.
Okay, there's a question from Purna. Hold on, it's already missing. Okay, there's a question from Mr. Purna Sunawar. So he's asking that we have one person in Philippines. She having a brain tumor and liver problem. So she going to take Ganoderma product first time. What is the best way?
What he has?
She having a, I think, brain tumor and liver problem.
Okay, brain tumor and liver problem.
Yes.
How's the condition of the patient? What I will suggest is, if it is, just start them on a mega dose. That will be much better. Change of lifestyle. Okay, tell them what to eat, what not to eat. That is very important. Okay, and this is what is very important for them. Okay, and start them on 6 pairs of RGGL and increase the spirulina intake is very, very important. So from there, gradually increase at least for 30 to 40 RGGL spirulina. If they can't afford, you can give them any kind of dosage, which they can afford, because at the end of the day, that is very important as well. Okay. So
and also food control, doctor.
Yeah, food control is stop all the non-healthy food. I think everybody knows about this. Normal cooked food is good. Okay, you can take meat, you can take fish or anything, but the meat part, the red meat part, I'll keep it low. You can just take some fish. You can make soups and all with these red meats and all, that is fine. But don't give them hard meat, because the quality of meat is so bad now. Okay, so keep it very simple and very good way of handling this. Then let them do all the treatments whatever needed in the hospital.
Yes,
because they need a proper monitoring, and also whatever is needed need to be done from the hospital as well.
Correct.
Okay,
I think you already answered the question, doctor. And another question is from Dr. Puan. He's asking about, doctor, can you provide detail on the andropause sign and symptoms?
Okay, this andropause sign and symptoms is something like menopause. They will tend to, have very low testosterone. So they will have very low sex drive, difficulties on getting erection, erection dysfunctions, and energies will be very low. People will be like overweight. Okay, depression, very agitated, very moody, mood swing.
Yes.
Sometimes some people will have this hot flush, like it's very irritating, hot, too sweaty at night, and something which is very similar to what a menopause person will have. It's almost the same. Okay,
losing the hair also is one of the common, doctor.
Yes, losing hair, focus, memory loss, and all these things. Okay, so this is also another thing, which normally men have these issues, but what they will do is they will put all the blame on, I am getting old. Done. Finish, chapter close. Okay. So what to do? I'm getting old, I am 60, I am 55. You see, some people, when they are single, they're 50, they say, I'm still young.
Yeah.
If you already have a grandchildren in 50, they will say, I'm old. Why you are old? Because you have one grandchild, and then you already like completed everything. So they said, no, I'm done. I'm old. Okay, at the age of 55.
Life is just started.
See, life starts at 40. Now we change it. Now life starts at 50.
60, yeah.
it is all how you maintain and what you want to do. In overseas, we see people, okay, they're very healthy at the age of 90, even the age of 100. They can run marathon, they can do cycling at the age of 100.
Yeah.
Just imagine. So you need to pay the price when you're young. You need to develop, you need to put in that kind of attention which your body really needs, and the nutrition, that is very important.
Yeah.
I see. But in Malaysia, we have a very bad way of eating. Our patterns of eating is so dangerous.
Yes.
24 hours you can find food. Whoa. If you're all hungry, come to Malaysia.
Makan, morning makan, afternoon makan, breakfast.
Makan.
We are makan country.
Okay.
So there's one more question from Swami Gaud. He's asking about a man age of 74 years.
74.
74. He's suffering from glaucoma eye disease.
Okay.
So he's asking about what is the dosage that RD gel can be given to him.
Give them about 6 or 12. It'll be very good. Okay. Start on gradual. Start with first 3. Then after a week, add up another 3. Make it 6. Then it's good. Then add more. But do the eye drop, which I always used to teach. And then eye exercise. And then guano oil. Put a drop like 1 week, 2 or 3 times. Okay. And you can see some results. If the glaucoma is extremely bad, you can't do much.
Yeah.
It needs a lot of time, because this is something we are talking about circulation. So this, you see, in the eye is the vessels are very, very tiny. It's a micro vessel, so it's too tiny to open that back. It is very difficult. So it's all in your mind and your effort. Okay, everything is possible. Like when we see articles, when we see documentary, a lot of things has been recorded. Okay, mind-blowing. Science cannot explain. They said it's a miracle. But can you make miracle or not? That is the question. Miracles will happen, but you got to make miracles. So are you ready to make miracles? That's what, the effort, the energy, the consistency, your mind, your effort, your belief system. This all plays a role. So it comes in this one. And teach him some Sunya therapy that will really help this kind of people to gain confidence, mind stability. All this will really help.
Yes. Okay, there's no more question, doctor. I think we can ask them. If anyone want to ask direct question, you can ask now.
Yeah, you may ask a direct question. You may, unmute, or you can
raise your hand. We can unmute you.
Yeah, if you want to do some sharings also, it will be very good. You can, do some very good sharings. Your experience.
Is anyone share your experience or any testimonials? Also, is open to everyone. So there's one more question, doctor.
Yeah.
From Jay Shiri. So you're asking, one of my relatives is old age. Is doctor advised not to eat vitamin K for some reason, but is interested to taking spirulina? I just want to know how many value of the vitamin K in spirulina.
Okay. Vitamin K is actually a fat soluble, ADEK. Okay. This is a fat soluble vitamin. But frankly speaking, we do not know what is the content of vitamin K in spirulina. But in spirulina, the research says they have more than 370 over essential nutrition. A lot of different types of nutrition is inside there. And it's very highly graded, high quality spirulina that DXN manufacture. As far as I know, DXN is the only company who manufactures spirulina from A to Z. I mean, from the raw product until to the end product. Okay, and it's very high quality. So give him, don't worry about how much of vitamin K needed. All the dosage which has been written, science, there are a lot of research, that is just a guideline.
Yes.
There is not a fix. No human being needs 500 mg There's 1000 mg of vitamin C. All this it differs every second, every moment in condition. Okay. If you are sick, requirement is different. When you're happy, it's different. When you're sad, it's different. You're agitated, is different. Every time is different. So your body is doing millions of transactions in every second. So when you see, when you got 10 fingers, each fingers you were to prick and take your sugar, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Then suddenly I make you angry or, make you scared, and you take the sugar reading, will be different. If you do 10 steps, you run, and then you take, it's going to be different. So there is no fix, but it's just a guideline. But your body is the best doctor. Always believe your body is the best system. See, when a female gets pregnant, okay, one cell from the male and one cell from the female, he become one cell. Both the cells become one nucleated cells. That cell will start to grow on every hour. We become 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and then we start to grow. When you, in about approximately about 260 over days, you have a little baby been formed. Have you ever monitor how much nutrition needed, how much things to give, what to feed, how much of C needed, how much of K needed, how much of calcium needed? No, you just eat and you sleep, you get up and you do everything as usual. But your body monitors and makes sure a full structure, complete human, a little human, has been completed. And then the last point is the lungs will get completed.
Yeah.
Once the lungs has been completed, there will be a hormone produced, and that is what will start to give you the pain. Okay, and then you go to the hospital. Those days they don't even go to the hospital; they just give birth at home. Pop, the baby comes out. It is so easy. Okay, now we have a lot of hospitals. We have listening to so many things. The fear is the biggest issue here. Okay, the most difficult disease to be cured is fear. Okay, your body can, manage the disease, but your body cannot manage the fear. Fear is coming from external, and is hijacking every of the cells, and you're becoming more sick and more sick and more sick because you are so fear. You're so scared. And that's what happened. So for this gentleman, give him spirulina, about 10 to 20 or 15, whatever he's comfortable with. Ask him to take and enjoy. There is no specific vitamin K you must take, you must not take, and all this. Sometimes in hospital, why we give this kind of remarks and advice is, you see, we out there in the market, there's too much of confusions on nutrition, and so much of rubbish is being sold out there. So no quality, a lot of, they say for B12 for cancer and this and that. Everyone has their own theories and own importance. But I have seen a lot of people who took vitamin C also died, took B12 also died, everything has been damaged. You see, what the root cause? We do. So vitamin K is there in spirulina, in amount I don't know, but the body will decide what is needed, and the body will make that from there, and it will start to go. And also coconut oil is very good. VCO, DXN VCO is very good, and that also contains of this K stuff there. So all this is very good. So just give him, and as long as he's happy, to believe your body is the best doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Puvan is raised his hand.
Oh yes, sure, please.
Dr. Puvan, you can unmute now.
Yeah. Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, doctor.
Yeah, it was a fabulous session, Doc. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
the
thank you
sharing
so
today.
much.
Now, I just want to share something that I heard probably 2 years ago
Okay.
about someone in the 60s who had glaucoma
Mm-hmm.
and was also losing his eyesight, was very close to blindness. And what he took was, I would just like to share this, he actually took Mycovita, which is 30 Rg, 30 GL in that
Yes.
packet. Yeah, so he took 2 Mycovita packets plus 80 spirulina capsules a day.
Wow.
Okay, 80 spirulina capsules a day and 2 Mycovita packets a day. And he also put in this RG eye drops. And he managed to reverse his glaucoma and his blindness, I would say, in 3 months.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is why, as you said earlier, only our body knows how much it actually requires to reverse whatever damage that has been done. So you just have to keep on, I think, I would say experimenting, keep on taking, keep on increasing the dose, the quantities until you start seeing results. I think that is the best way to go about it, because every person's body is different. Yeah.
Yes.
That's all I wanted to share. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Powell. Fantastic.
That is a fantastic dosage,
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Mycovita
Thank you,
2
Dr.
per
Pawan.
day. Oh,
60 RG, 60 GL per day, man.
yes. But some people will be
No.
another way around. The moment you tell them the cost, they will have more blurriness.
No, this person is affordable, no? He wants to
Yeah.
vision back.
Yes.
So he
That's
tried.
Yes.
As you
Fantastic.
rightly said, Dr. Firdaus,
Yeah.
belief is relief.
Belief. Yes. The belief system
Yes,
is
yes,
there.
yes.
So powerful. Fantastic.
Now, people willing to spend for 1 week in hospital
Yes.
for 20, 30,000. I think this is nothing for them. I think it's very, very cheap for them for this.
Yes. Actually,
Yes,
it
Mr.
is.
Nixon.
Yeah.
You cannot put money to our life.
Yes.
But they only realize that when the life is gone.
Correct.
And then it's too late. Okay.
Too late,
I think,
really.
yeah, Madam Anita has raised her hand and
Parimalam Kannan.
No,
Actually, Parimalam
Parimal
Kannan.
Kannan,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, before that, Parimalam Kannan. First, Parimalam Kannan.
Okay. Please unmute and talk, ma'am.
Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It was
Good morning.
and it was a wonderful session today.
Oh, thank you.
And you're rocking.
Well,
And also guiding us in many things like this when we have experiences while having the prospects, then we'll be having all these things in our mind.
yes. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
then at times I'll be jealous, doctor.
Why?
Because some people are telling that they are having 60 spirulina like you and 80 spirulina. And one man, Crown Ambassador, he is drinking Morinzi daily
a
one
day.
bottle.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, really. I'm very jealous, putting daily updates in Facebook, and I feel very jealous. Even I want to have like that, because seeing the results and having the experience of it, I'm just having goosebumps. Yeah, and now I'm here to share a testimonial.
Okay.
One girl, and she was 27. Before marriage, she used to have lots of pain while having her periods, and she'll just be like a worm. That much pain, she'll be like a worm. She explained to me like that. On the bed, she'll be like a worm if she got periods.
Okay.
So she'll be to the doctor, have some injections, and then her pain will subside, it seems. But by that time, she didn't have any examination with the gynecologist and all. After after getting married, she didn't conceive for 1 year. So same thing was continuing, and when they visited a gynecologist, and gynecologist was shocked to tell her that her uterus was filled with endometriosis. Thickness of the uterus was so much, and it can't be reduced. So she needs some surgical intervention to reduce that. So she went some surgery, and also she had adenomyosis too. Both. So the doctor had explained them that there is no way to conceive normally. So after having some surgical intervention, they may have some option like that. So she got cleaned everything with the surgery. And again, they waited for some time to conceive normally, but they didn't. They went again to the doctor, gynecologist, same doctor, and again, to their surprise, that endometriosis was again grown. So after having that thing, they visited some Ayurvedic doctor, and even they didn't give them any hope. So again came to the allopathic doctor. So they decided to again operate it for the second time. Second time, after giving anesthesia and opening her belly, the doctor called her husband urgently, because they told like all the organs were sticking inside. So they couldn't operate that thing, excise that thing out, and they sutured the belly as it was like that before the surgery. So that second surgery was just a flop for them. And having no other go, they were like, they don't know what to do. So one of my friend told me all the things, and I don't know, I just guided them like, I don't know what Ganoderma will do. If you are having any blessing, then you'll have a baby. You just take, you just consume. I was telling that like that.
Yeah.
So I just gave them 6 pair of RGGL initially, and in spirulina for that girl. So after having this dosage, first month, that girl had severe periods pain. She couldn't tolerate like the earlier thing what she had. So after having that pain, she was crying and calling me. I couldn't bear this pain, because intermediately this pain was subsided, and now I'm having this a lot. Likewise, she was telling. Then I told, you just go and meet your gynecologist. I'm not the person to guide you at this kind of things, because I don't know literally what is happening inside you. And she went to that gynecologist, and that gynecologist told her, let me start some vitamins. And this girl has said that I'm taking spirulina and some other things like vitamin, so I don't need that. And she came back. And because of this period's pain, she stopped that time itself our products. Okay, doctor. Then she called me. Her husband called me and shouted, what you told, it may help or it may not help, you told. And it was like your words were like escaping. And we believed you and we started. Likewise, it didn't bother me. But next month, without having any intervention, that girl got conceived.
Wow.
Next month. And the guy, they ran to that gynecologist. That gynecologist was known to me. After sending this patient out of the clinic, that gynecologist rang me. Parimla, what you did? I don't know how this girl got conceived. Having this kind of adenomyosis and endometriosis, a lady can't conceive. I don't know how she conceived. Likewise, she was questioning me. Even I told the same. I don't know, doctor. I didn't know. I didn't give anything to her to remove all those things. I just supported her body. That's all I know.
Yes.
So even the doctor couldn't believe. She thought some miracle had happened. And after some time, that girl didn't believe it was because of Ganoderma that went and did something which was hindering her and gave the child. I believe so. Then I rang her and I told, that baby is Gano baby. Even if you stopped our products last month itself, the thing what was blocking you was released after consuming our products. So that is the miracle which happened through Ganoderma to you. So that is the thing. So if you are willing to consume any products for the sake of your baby, then you can continue. I told just like that. So she continued our spirulina and had a normal baby. And even by that time, doctor gynecologist opened her for a C-section and had a good surgery. And after completing, I called that gynecologist and asked, how was your experience with this girl? Because you would have seen many patients C-section, and how was her thing, I was asking. And she told, I didn't see anything because I'm very much scared, because I was very much keen in thing, because already she had some sticking things inside. I believe it was occlusion inside. So because of the previous surgery she had, so the doctor was very keen in suturing after taking the baby out, and she was very much nervous also. The doctor was also nervous, I believe. She was explaining to me like that. So
Yeah.
it was a very good experience, and they were
Yes.
very much overwhelmed.
Yeah, you see it's wonderful testimony. Thank you so much. You see the miracle part there. It's the body. You see the body. We always say the body is the best doctor. Okay, the body the nature will do the correction. Okay, if the nature gets what it needed. Okay, and that can be fixed. In my experience, I have many like that. Okay, a few patients. This one lady is about 45 years old. She's been diagnosed cannot conceive for don't know what reason, but in fact she didn't take a product for one to conceive because they already adopted 2 child. But she asked me, doctor, can I conceive if I take all this? Then I asked her, you don't have any kids? Then she said, no, for very long they told me I cannot. I said, just don't hope for anything. Just do your best. You are still young. Okay. Believe in your system. After about 6 months, she rang, she said, doctor, I'm conceived. Then she said, I went to the hospital. The doctor said it's a miracle. I said, it's not a miracle. If your husband is conceived, it's a miracle. Okay. So you are a lady, you have the age, you have everything intact, you have a husband, the husband is healthy. So what is wrong with conceiving? The only a lady can conceive, you have conceived, so take care of the baby, continue the product. Then she said, doctor said, don't take any product. I said, as what you said, it's your choice. You want to take, this makes you conceive, then you think this can kill your baby. I said, what I will advise you is go for a regular checkup, continue taking this, whatever you needed. I'll guide you from there. And then do your regular. And then now the boy is, I think, almost about 3 or 4 years old. You see? So your body is the best doctor, always remember. But why it does fail is because it's not getting the correct nutrition. Okay. So thank you so much, Madam Parimala Kannan, for the sharing. Wonderful sharing. Okay, let's unmute Anita Devi.
Doctor, 1 minute. Before that, Dr. Prashant Dagire from Maharashtra is there.
Oh, okay. Anyone can.
Yeah, yes, Dr. Prashant, over to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Nemi sir, and wonderful presentation by Dr. Firdaus sir. And
thank you, doctor. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing great, sir. Thank you. And really, Nemi sir always and Dr. Puven also, whenever any important presentation is there, they didn't forget to send me WhatsApp message.
Okay.
Thank you. You are doing great job, Dr. Firdaus sir. Really, there are very few doctors who are using technology very effectively.
Thank you.
You too, doctor.
You too. You also doing, a lot of presentations.
Yeah. He's mastered in social media.
Yeah. Thank you. Fantastic.
And really, you are creating lots of awareness. And I know, for me, really, as a medical doctor, I can understand it's very difficult to tell medical terminology.
Yes.
And it's very difficult to combine this medical terminology along with gynotherapy to tell common people. And
yes, exactly.
The people have to understood, but you are doing great job, and you are creating lots of awareness with YouTube and with Zoom sessions. Really, congratulations, sir, and thank you for today's session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Prashant. Thank you for your valuable feedback.
Okay, Madam Anita Devi.
Yes, Anita, madam, welcome.
Yeah, doctor, good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning to all the
Good morning.
great.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, doctor, one of my friend asked to join another MLM group as in iPulse Vivo, but I said that compared to DXN, she gained move in that business, but I refused her offer because I know the value of importance of DXN. For me, DXN made a wonderful magic in my life. Mental stress and sleeping problem, anxiety and hormone imbalance. DXN gave me a lot of confidence and courage to overcome all my problems.
Yes.
So, in the wholeheartedly grateful for that, doctor. People will realize that only in DXN.
Yes, very true. That's very, very true. A million times true.
Happy to be a part of DXN, doctor. Thank you
Yes.
so much. And I really want to thank to you, doctor, because for the way he guided me and made me to realize my own worth, doctor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. How's your father-in-law?
She's very fine, doctor. Today he called me, doctor. அவர் மாமியாரோட ஜுவல்ஸ் எல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் வச்சிருந்தாருங்க டாக்டர். அவருக்கு ஆர்ஜி ஜுவல்ஸ் பைரோன்ல எல்லாமே கொடுத்திருந்தேன் நானு. அது எல்லாமே சாப்பிட்டுட்டு இருக்காருங்க. பட் அந்த இதெல்லாம் ஜுவல்ஸ் எல்லாம் நீ வந்து எடுத்துட்டு போமா வான்னு சொல்லி இன்னைக்கு கால் பண்ணாருங்க டாக்டர். பட் நான் கொரோனானால இப்ப வேண்டாம் வெயிட் பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்லியிருக்கேங்க டாக்டர்.
Are you the best daughter-in-law for him?
Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much.
You see, it's the overwhelming love, okay, and blessing. I always tell people, earn an income with blessing. But I find that in the accent, okay, making money, yes, we can make from anywhere. But can we make money with blessing? That's the most turning point, a big turning point for me, because once I met this a big imam from Saudi. He came to DXN office. He was looking for me, and then I don't know him. He's from another group. He came looking for Dr. Firdaus. That's all I can understand. The rest is all Arabic. I didn't understand any single word. But he told me that he came all the way from there. He brought some gift or so from me. All these perfume, this and that, from Saudi. And he said there is few times people have prayed for me in Mecca, in that in that mosque where he in charge. He said, Dr. Firdaus, I wanted to see who is this Dr. Firdaus, because few cancer people has recovered. I don't know them. They came, they saw me. I given them my best advice, as usually I do. So they bought all the things. They went back, they healed, they cured, they saved. So they prayed for me. They said, there are people praying for you. Very rare I see this kind of situation. So I made this trip to Malaysia, to visit Malaysia, and want to see you. Seeing you is the big, he gave me a big hug. I was like, I would like, even now, I can get very emotional due to this, So I said, wow, such a blessing. You see, so always I wanted to earn an income with blessing. So I can find that in DXN. DXN is a very legitimate company. There's a true network marketing. There's no force factor. We don't have end of the month closing. We don't run and, force people to buy this, buy that, this, that. Nobody talks about anything about income. Just go so relax, everything do. Why? We always have been showered with blessing. You see, like Madam Anita Devi, the father-in-law was sick. She always asked about this and that, and then we guided her. Now she's been showered with love and blessing. The blessing is something that we can bring back home when we leave this world. This home is a temporary home. We are being on this earth is a temporary. But everybody is running after the money, but nobody is running after a blessing. So whereby we cannot even bring back one little penny. We cannot bring back. But that what we want to earn and accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. But what we can bring back, we never bothered about it. But in DXN, we can get both. Okay. What you cannot bring back, you can give it to your future generation, which is your children, your great-great-grandchildren.
Yes, sir.
You can
That
live
is-
for them. You are creating a legacy for them. At the same time, you're bringing back so much of blessing, which people will still pray after the death. A lot of people in DXN ask me, Doctor, what do you want? I say, if I die, you come for my funeral, you pray for me forever. That's all I would need. They say, you're crazy. Why you talk like this? I said, that is the human. That is the real thing going to happen one day. All of us going to go. Always keep me in your prayers. That's all. You don't buy gift all from me for what?
Yes,
Okay.
Thank
So today we had a very, very good, wonderful sharing. Thank you, Madam Anita, for your son. One
Thank
day
you,
we
Doctor.
must bring your, father-in-law to give a small little talk.
Doctor,
maybe
so
for-
many times I called him, Doctor,
Uh-huh.
but அவரோட கம்ஃபர்ட் ஜோன்ல இருந்து வரமாட்டேன்றாங்க டாக்டர். ஓன் ஹவுஸ்ல தான் இருப்பேன் அப்படின்ட்டு
No,
வரமாட்டேன்றாரு.
put your mind to it. It will happen. Don't worry.
Yes, Doctor.
Your mind is very powerful. Send the affirmation, send the intention to him, and that will work very, very well. But you must do it with full hearted. That will
Yes,
definitely work within 30 days. You give a deadline, you do it, it will start to work. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, there's two questions. One is regarding this petrogym in the eye. Okay, this petrogym by Brenda Ornopia from Philippines. This petrogym is actually acidic, very high acidic level in the body. Okay, but it takes a very long time for you to get rid of this. Sometimes it can get rid, sometimes it cannot. It depends on how much you're going to take. Like Dr. Puvan says, you take 1-2 microvita and the kind of dosage, definitely it would work. But if you need any surgical correction or removing the growth, well, good, you can go and do it. It's a very minor surgery. Just cut the petrogym and then they will clean it up for you. There's no harm. But continue the DXN so that the things doesn't regrow back. Okay. This is highly acidity level. It always comes in the, the inner eye, and it's a little growth. Sometimes the growth will be too much. You can see a shade. So this is very simple. You can do the eye drop. You can ask any leaders how to do the RG eye drop. Okay. So if not, I put my number here. You can message me. I'll text you how to do the eye drop. Okay.
Doctor, in Philippines, Gano massage oil is available. She can use that.
Yes, Gano massage oil is very good. Put that 1 or 2 drops for 2 to 3 times per week. RG drops every day you can do, one morning, one evening, no problem. Do some eye exercise. Change your lifestyle by taking good quality food. Don't take all the kind of spaghetti, these macaroni, pastas, don't flood your systems with toxins. That's one. Then there's one more questions. Any more questions?
Yeah,
okay.
Doctor, one Mr. Subramani from Kerala asked.
Yeah.
Her wife neck fracture, yes.
RGGL spirulina morinji. That's the best. Spirulina,
Yes.
take more and do some gentle Gano massage oil, apply on the neck and the muscles and all. It gives a little period of time. Stop all the prota, the maida, all these stuffs. Your body will start to, have miracle recoveries.
And Doctor,
Okay.
the final question by Mr. Success Jana. Jana,
Okay.
over to you.
Has to unmute.
Yeah, I unmuted him.
Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jana.
Hope this time my speaker is clear.
Very clear.
Yes, very clear. Continue.
Yeah. Thank you, doctor. Fantastic. I'm really enjoying your presentation and all the testimonials. I'm so happy, doctor.
Thank you.
My question or suggestion from you is actually, one of my friend is also in our DXN team for the last 10 years. And I just visited before 2 months before to his house. His son is very active boy, about 9 years old. What happened when I saw him is all chest breast is like a lady started, as you mentioned. It was like going big and big. And I was shocked. I mean, at that time, he was without a shirt. Immediately he saw me, he put his banyan and everything. I asked my friend, why like this? And what excuses he gave to me. He is not going to schools now, pandemic situation. He is only in the house, always with the TV, always with, all the boys doing. always with the telephone and everything. And I said, okay, are you, no, he will take only DX and coffee and Kokoshi. He's not taking spirulina, no RG, no GL. Doctor, what I suggested him is, why he is not taking, no, his allergy of any medicine or something. I said, my friend, it is not a medicine. You know, in India, we have RG and GL powder also. You can just add it with the curry and everything. You can give it to them, or you can tell the boy. And I just asked him, okay, my son, what you can do is actually use this, GL. I'll show you in front of you. I just took 2 GL, put it in a quarter glass of water. I took it, taste it, and he was looking at me and I drank. I said, this is the way you can start. But the doctor, what's your kind advice to give to me is actually, what are the product I can recommend him, and how this voice is going to convey? I don't know, doctor. This is because I'm very much worried after seeing your, the pictures and everything. How the best? I'm really. He's only 9 years. I don't know the stage of 19 years, 20 years how he's going to be. As you mentioned, the last only surgery is a thing. Thank you, doctor. Over to you, doctor.
Okay, thank you. This a true scenario question. Okay, it's great. If the boy is not a vegetarian, stop him from taking chicken. Okay, he has to stop taking chicken or chicken egg. These two is what really will highly contribute estrogen, progesterone to him. That's one. Or is taking any soya-based products that also contributes this. Once you do this, ask him to gradually start to take RG, GL, spirulina, and Morinzi. Morinzi helps a lot. And he can use some guano oil to do some massage, and he must do some exercise or some kind of activities that he can, burn fat a little faster. If it is a 9-year-old boy, he still has a long time to, reverse this condition. Okay, so stop the food. He can take chicken, but it has to be a village chicken, like been freely reared. Not the commercial one. The egg also is not safe, and all the meats, keep it low. It's none of the meats are safe. Actually, the quality is so bad. So this is the issue. No processed meats and all these things. If it is a vegetarian, you have to tell him all the tofus, soya-based stuffs, and all these things, and he has to stop. Okay, and also the maida, the spaghettis, macaroni, biscuits, cookies, the sugary items, everything has to be stopped. Okay, so I'd increase the Morinzi.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah, Morinzi. Yeah, that will really help him. Morinzi. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, doctor.
Yeah, share this video to the father and ask him to take a look at that part, especially what his son is going through. I think the last part he might freak out. And this is what is really happening to the child. We don't want this thing to happen. This is very dangerous. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. As this is same like this, doctor. Not like this. I mean, almost.
Yeah. So the father has to put the attention. Yes.
Yeah, doctor. What they are giving actually. The reason actually what they tell you. அது வந்து நம்ம குழந்தைங்களுக்கு வந்து ஆண் குழந்தைங்களுக்கு சின்னதா இருக்கும்போது அதை ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அந்த மில்க் எடுக்கணும், அதை அவங்க பண்ணல, அதால இது இதாயிடுச்சு. All the excuses they are giving, and they are vegetarian also. But this boy,
Yes. அதெல்லாம் வந்து reasons இல்ல. But I have personally seen this kind of things. One of my cousin has the same problem, but not as big as this. It is quite small. But in fact, in the mother also told me the same thing, never perspirate the milk when you're small and this and that stuff. But as I know, he's the only one ate so much of egg in my experience I've seen. Yeah, when he is at home, when I go back to, my auntie's house, he takes 10 egg. He fries the 10 egg with onion, this and that. Nalla rusia, very tasty, he will do it. Okay, and that's why I always used to tell him, as far as I know in my life, the highest consumption of egg in my entire life is only you. Okay, 5 egg, 10 egg, this kind of food he eats. But he has this gynecomastia. You see, so we can relate this. you please check with them what is type of food, and that will match accordingly. Okay, but they
Thank you,
have
doctor.
to immediately do the
Thank you,
correction.
doctor.
Yeah.
Yes, doctor. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, Nixon sir. Thank you, Nemi sir, and all the leaders.
Yes, yes, Jana. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Okay. So we will end the session now, Mr. Nemi sir.
Yes, doctor. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. So we already overshooted our time already, but it's wonderful, brilliant,
Excellent session. Yes.
excellent session. It's a mind-blowing, lot of sharings. So I thank every one of you who asked questions, who contributed in every of your testimonies, and for all the 40 over humble souls who stayed tuned until now and listen. So this is what we want. This is what we want. Everybody, it's a two-way conversation. I learn, you learn. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to share, and also thanks for giving all these topics. So let's stay together and grow together, and with a lot of blessings. So thank you so much. Soon, Monday, we will announce the new timetable. Okay, it's more tight timetable for everyone to have more knowledge and to grow your legacy. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Nemi sir. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, doctor. Thank you very much. Thank you, one and all.